Yeah, which one? What is one?
In the phone. Look in the phone.
Oh, okay, okay. This is easier. Where's
Mark.
what page? Yeah. Okay, so صلوات على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. الذي خلق 7 سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور ثم ارجع البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير. ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين وأعتدنا لهم عذاب السعير. وللذين كفروا بربهم عذاب جهنم وبئس المصير. إذا ألقوا فيها سمعوا لها شهيقا وهي تفور تكاد تميز من الغيظ كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير قالوا بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير. وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Assalamu alaikum, my elders, brothers and sisters. I'm just here quickly to represent Who is a Saint today. So some of you may have noticed that Who is a Saint are doing their fundraising campaign during these 10 days of Muharram, going around the country and having stalls at various centres. This weekend we've been blessed to be hosting them. So we have Who is a Saint stalls both in the men, in the gents and the ladies sections. You may have seen it yesterday. We're selling merchandise, including hoodies, t-shirts, jigsaw puzzles for kids, and we had 2 plaques from Imam Hussein's stall, which were snapped up yesterday. So today the stalls will be on the 2nd floor for the ladies, and it was yesterday on the 1st floor for the gents, but we're moving it down to the ground floor where the tabruk was. So after the program, or even throughout the program, we'll be there selling the merchandise and also accepting any of your generous donations. So please donate generously. Thank you very much.
कानों से टपकता है लहू शानों पे देखो जालिम की अजियत, जालिम की अजियत मुझे तड़पाती है बाबा, जब याद सकीना को तेरी आती है बाबा। दरबारे अजीदी में भला कैसे मैं जाऊं, दरबारे अजीदी में भला कैसे मैं जाऊं, है चाक गिरेबा, है चाक गिरेबा, हया आती है बाबा, जब याद सकीना को तेरी आती है बाबा। जलते हुए खैमों के नज़ारे हैं नजर में, जलते हुए खैमों के नज़ारे हैं नजर में, ये बात ख्यालों से, ये बात ख्यालों से कहाँ जाती है बाबा, जब याद सकीना को तेरी आती है बाबा। मर जाऊंगी प्यासी न कभी मांगूंगी पानी, मर जाऊंगी प्यासी न कभी मांगूंगी पानी, असगर की मुझे प्यास, असगर की मुझे प्यास, जो याद आती है बाबा, जब याद सकीना को तेरी आती है बाबा। याद आते हैं जब शिम्र के वो जुल्मो तशद्दुद, याद आती है जब शिम्र के वो जुल्मो तशद्दुद, ये नन्ही सी दुख्तर, ये नन्ही सी दुख्तर तेरी घबराती है बाबा, जब याद सकीना को तेरी आती है बाबा। जब तक तेरे सीने से न लग जाए सकीना, जब तक तेरे सीने से न लग जाए सकीना, जिंदा में उसे नींद, जिंदा में उसे नींद कहाँ आती है बाबा, जब याद सकीना को तेरी आती है बाबा। सर जिंदा के दीवारों से, सर जिंदा के दीवारों से टकराती है बाबा जब याद सकीना को तेरी आती है बाबा मोहम्मद वाल मोहम्मद
इश्क हैदर की महक सांसों में घुल जाती है, इश्क हैदर की महक सांसों में घुल जाती है। ज़र्फ गहरा हो तो आवाज़ बदल जाती है, ज़र्फ गहरा हो तो आवाज़ बदल जाती है। लब पे इस्लाम के शब्बीर का नाम आते ही लड़खड़ाती हुई तौहीद संभल जाती है। वर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद वअज्जिल मुहम्मद हुसैन अल गरीब अल हुसैन हुसैन शहीद शहीद अल हुसैन हुसैन अल गरीब अल हुसैन हुसैन शहीद शहीद अल हुसैन दुहाई दुहाई खुदा रा दुहाई ये दश्ते बला में है कैसी तबाही बहाया है किसने ये खूने मुहम्मद कयामत ये दाई है किसने इलाही जवानों बुजुर्गों को मारा गया है शहीदों में शामिल है नन्ना सिपाही हुसैन अल गरीब अल हुसैन हुसैन शहीद शहीद अल हुसैन किया जश्न बरपा यू अहले हवास ने शहीदों के लाशों पे डंके बजाए जला डाले आले मुहम्मद के खैमे सकीना के मुंह पर तमाचे लगाए जो बीमार था उसका बिस्तर न छोड़ा नबीज़ादियों पर बिदुर्रे चलाए हुसैन अल गरीब अल हुसैन हुसैन शहीद शहीद अल हुसैन उठी अपनी मरकद से बिनते मुहम्मद सिया शब की चादर में चेहरा छुपा कर गई करबला में तो उसने ये देखा है बोसीदा कुर्ते में एक लाश बेसर बदन सारा तीरों से छलनी पड़ा है लहू में है डूबा हुआ सारा पेखर हुसैन अल غريب الحسين حسين الشهيد شهيد الحسين तड़प कर वो चिल्लाई शबीर बेटा लहू में नहा है हो सर भी जुदा है तबर किसने मारे है सारे बदन पर ये तीरों पे किसने जनाजा रखा है कहाँ है मेरा लाल अब्बास बोलो मैं पूछूंगी उससे ये कैसा हुआ है हुसैन अल गरीब अल हुसैन हुसैन शहीद शहीद अल हुसैन कभी दिल में देती वो माँ को सदाए कभी रो के कहती के बाबा कहाँ हो शहीदों का नौहा था उसके ज़बां पर अबद किस तरह उसके गम का बयां हो हमें भी सादत हो नुसरत की हासिल खुदारा ज़हूर इमाम ज़मां हो हुसैन अल गरीब अल हुसैन हुसैन शहीद शहीद अल हुसैन हुसैन अल गरीब अल हुसैन हुसैन शहीद शहीद अल हुसैन मोहम्मद व आल मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु मोहम्मद व आल मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु Can I request everyone to please recite Surah Fatiha for all Muharram in Surah Al-Mubarakat Al-Fatiha. This year, the World Federation, with all the regional federations, have embarked on a project, a census project, to just find out so that we know how many numbers with regards to our Shia population around globally. So during Ashura Eve or Ashura Day, in all the Jamaats, there's going to be a sort of a census, collection of census. It will just be with regards to finding out the numbers, no details with regards to names or anything, just for data protection purposes. So there's a video. I'll play the video, and then I will let you know when we will have that collection of census. Muhammad wa Muhammad salawat.
Data is a fundamental guide to decision-making and precise resource allocation. The World Federation Global Census Project aims to collect accurate and reliable data from all regions to get closer to the vision of preparing a global generational plan. The headcount exercise will be a stepping stone towards the World Federation Global Census, which will run across all federations on the day of Ashura, the 10th of Muharram. This initiative will involve all individuals attending their respective centers, both male and female, and across all age groups. It will take place on the same day across all of our Jamaats globally. The initiative will help to provide baseline data for the team, which will enable accurate planning and resource allocation. As a member, you will receive a blank card from a volunteer as you enter your center. There will be a table with boxes labeled according to age group, and you will place your card into the box that corresponds with your age group. During this, you need not write or provide any details on the card. The success of the World Federation Headcount Initiative relies on the participation of individuals like you. Together, we can make a significant difference in shaping a better future for all. This is an opportunity for us to come together to build a brighter future for generations to come. So let us make history, one person at a time, as we embark on this remarkable journey. Be a part of something extraordinary. Be a part of the World Federation Headcount Initiative.
Muhammad wa Muhammad salawat. So inshallah, we will hold our this count on Friday evening from 8:30. Inshallah, we will have for the gents and the ladies both towards the entrance. I do need a couple of volunteers from the ladies' side and a couple from the gents' side to help in this process. So please approach me after the program if you are available to help. So we'll have it on Friday. The head count, all people will have to do is just they'll have a card, put it in the right box, so and so we can count as to the age, etc., which we will then provide to the World Federation for their wider strategy. Just a reminder that the Muharram fund is open. Please donate generously. Ridai will be collecting in the ladies as well, and Suhail Ratans here, our treasurer, will be collecting from the gents. So please donate generously for our fund. Can I request, sorry, please raise that Surah Fatiha for Dr. Asad Ali, Surah Al-Mubarakat Al-Fatiha. Can I request everyone, especially the youths and the kids, the youths especially, to come forward so that we have got space when people end. So if I can request all the youths and everyone to sort of to move forward so that we've got spaces for people who are coming late. Wa Muhammad wa al Muhammad salawat. So tomorrow's program, inshallah, because it's a weekday, so tomorrow's program will start at 8:45 with Quran Marsiya. We will have Salah then, and then we'll have Majalis and Noha after Salah. Muhammad wa Muhammad salawat. Can we invite Maulana to the mimbar with a loud Nari Salawat? Bar Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، سيدي وحبيبي ونور قلبي، طب القلوب ودوائها وعافية الأبدان وشفائها ونور الأبصار وضيائها، أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله، صلى الله عليك يا نبي الله، صلى الله عليك وعلى أهل بيتك الميامين. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. All together. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوات على محمد وآل محمد. قال الله العلي العظيم في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا داود إنا جعلناك خليفة في الأرض فاحكم بين الناس بالحق ولا تتبع الهوى فيضلك عن سبيل الله. إن الذين يضلون عن سبيل الله إن الذين يضلون عن سبيل الله لهم عذاب شديد بما نسوا يوم الحساب. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد. Tonight our topic is know the weakness of your true enemy. We mentioned that our true enemy is our nafs. And this nafs is like any other human being or other beings in this world. It has a weakness and other strength also. We spoke about the strength of this nafs. But we need to know the weakness of this nafs. Because if you are to go to the battle or fight with your enemy, the first thing you need to know is to know the power of your enemy and the weakness. And the reason why you need to know, so you know how to use the weakness against your enemy, so that you become victorious. So we know for sure our nafs has a power, strength, power, and has also weakness. But as a person who is in this battle with my nafs, what is the weakness that I can use to know my enemy so that I can become victorious? Now, it's amazing about us as a human being. We normally often learn about other things. You know, today human being has got into the space, trying to learn about what is going on in the heavens. Human being has gotten to learn about the earth, about the animals, plant, you name it. But one thing human being has not done enough is to learn to know himself. We learn about other things, but one thing that we are ignorant about is our own self. And that is why Islam constantly reminding you and I, know yourself. And that will open the door to know many things in your life. And tonight, we want to do the same. To learn to know our nafs, especially in this institution of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, which gives us the opportunity to learn about ourselves and know how to better ourselves. Tonight, the first thing we want to talk about, what is this nafs is all about? What is the strength and the weakness of these nafs? Number one, brothers and sisters, you know when Allah first created the nafs, Allah created the aql before the nafs. And the aql said to Allah, Ya Rabbi qawwini. Ya Allah, strengthen me, make me stronger. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without the aql asking what he wants Allah to strengthen it, Allah strengthened the aql with 75 armies. Now repeat again. 75 armies Allah strengthened the aql with. Now what are they? I won't be able to say all of them tonight, but I'll mention 5 of them as a steps to get to know the nafs and what Allah has empowered the aql with, and what are also the soldiers that Allah empowered the nafs. For the aql, 75. Number 1, the first thing Allah empowered the aql with is called al-khayr. Al-aql, Allah empowered it with the al-khayr. Good. That's the first thing. The second thing, ash-shukr. Being grateful. That's why all of these, if you look, you don't need anyone to be a Muslim or not Muslim to understand being grateful to someone. Because it's a matter of aql. Anybody can understand that. It's something that Allah empowered your aql with it. That's number 2. Number 3, at-tawadu, being humble. Allah strengthened the aql with it. Number 4, they say al-ikhlas, being sincere in what you do. That's number 4. Number 5, Allah strengthened the aql with the ilm and knowledge. These are 5 things Allah strengthened, and then the other 70 comes after that. Right after Allah empowered the aql with all of these 75, the nafs also said, Ya Rabb, I want to be empowered too. For the aql, Allah asked the nafs, what would you like me to empower you with? The aql let Allah to decide. The nafs didn't let Allah to decide. Ya nafs, what do you want? Then the nafs said, Ya Allah, what did you empower the aql? He said, I empower you with the al-shukr, al-ikhlas, al-tawadu, al-ilm, and all of that. Then the nafs said, I want opposite of it. Everything you gave the aql, give me the opposite of it. So what does it mean? The aql was given al-khair, then the nafs took what? Shar. That's why all the time when you started to think about doing good, what happens? Then something comes to draw you away, and that is the battle of the shar. Anytime you think about being grateful, then ungrateful comes in too. To do what? To draw you away. And this is where the battle with shaitan comes in. You know, many oftentimes we think shaitan is the worst. No, shaitan is not the worst, trust me. The worst is the nafs. Why? Because this shaitan, what he does, the moment you started to struggle between khair and shar, what shaitan does, he comes in the middle. There's a khair one side, there's a shar another side. Shaitan comes in the middle. Now, what is the shar that you're thinking? Right? Then shaitan, what he does, he started to make the shar looks good, attractive, not nice looking. so you can get attracted to it so that you forget the khair and do the shar. That's exactly what shaitan does. And that's why Quran says, وَزَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ أَعْمَالَهُم. Shaitan, he makes the bad deeds looks good, looks attractive. Then you get attracted to it. Not only that, I have a khair, I have a shar. Now I'm thinking of doing khair. The shar comes in. Then shaitan comes in the middle. Right? Now the khair is what? I want to donate. I want to help needy. That's the aql tells you. It's a good. Do it. The shar comes in. And then shaitan comes in the middle. No, don't do it. Why not? Because the battle is going on between what? Al khair from the aql and shar from the nafs. Now, shaitan, what he does, he supports the shar. Right? What does he say to the shar? No, don't do it. If you have $1 or £1 and you give a 50, what happened? Then you're left with nothing. Then what happened tomorrow if something comes up and you don't have money? You become needy, then what's going to give you? Then what's going to happen to your life? If you become in a difficult situation, who can you call to help you? Then shaitan started to manipulate with shar to keep you away from doing the khair. And that's why Quran says about shaitan, الشيطان يعدكم الفقر. Shaitan promises you the poverty. If you do it, you're going to get poor. If you do it, you're not going to have it. If you do it, you're going to end up with nothing. This is what shaitan does. But the other, al-khair, comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the ground battle between the khair, which come from the aql, and shar, which come from the nafs. Now, if you in this battle of the aql and the nafs, if you are able at some point to overlook what shaitan was trying to do in the help of nafs, then what happens? You do the good deeds, and this good deed has its own impact on you as a person. Now, brothers and sisters, when we talk about good and bad, many people, they think, oh, doing good or bad has to do with the Yawm al-Qiyamah. When I die, I go to Jannah. No. Your good deeds has a big impact here in this world. Before you die, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised many good things in this world is paid here before Yawm al-Qiyamah. Now, what are they? Inshallah, we talk about it in detail. But the nafs is given these 75 of things that Allah empowered it. And all those 75 is to drag you down. And the 75 that was given to the aql was to take you up. That is one feature about the nafs. The second feature, when we talk about nafs, many people think nafs is all about one creation and that's it. No, nafs within you is a huge and more than we think of. Nafs, according to the Quran and hadith of Ahl al-Bayt, nafs is like in a flat or apartment. Within that nafs, there are many windows, many places within the nafs itself. How many do you think? There are 6 parts within the nafs itself. What are those 6 parts? Number 1, within the nafs that Allah created a room within the nafs, and the first one is called al-fitra. What is the meaning of fitra? Al-fitra is within your nafs that Allah created inside the nafs. And what does the fitra do? When Allah created the nafs and He created the fitra within it, Allah put everything you need as a human being to recognize your creator, your God, is within that. When you started to think about God, the creator, trying to find it, that comes from where? From the fitra. And then the aql supports it. Then you come to believe, yes, there is a God or there is no God. But the first one that Allah created is what we call al-fitra. Now that fitra is not only Allah created it that it teaches you about God, it also has so much good values within it. Because remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this aql and He strengthened it with so many things then Allah put also the same thing that He empowered the aql with, Allah put it into your fitra too. So the aql and the fitra works together. They cooperate together. That is why Quran reminds you and I, when the atheist says, I don't believe there is a God, I don't believe there is a creator, I don't believe there is a something called God, Allah told the Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, ask them, وَلَئِن سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ لَيَقُولَنَّ اللَّهِ. Ya Rasulullah, they say they don't believe in God. They don't believe there's a creator, right? Some of them. But Allah say, ask them, Ya Rasulullah, who created the heavens? They will never dare to say the idols created it. They wouldn't say that. Who did they say? They say Allah. Now, not only that, even the idol worshippers, when you are to talk to them, why are you worshipping idols? You know what they said in the Quran? They say, we believe there is a creator. There is a God. We do believe in that. ما نعبدهم إلا ليقربونا إلى الله زلفى. But the reason is, we worship them so they can bring us closer to the greater God. So they believe there is a God. But the reason they worship in those idols, in their own mind, those little idols can connect them with the God. Which is true in some sense. You need something to connect you with God, but not the idols. That's where we differ between us and them. And the Wahhabis, they say Shia Mushrikeen, because what? Because those Mushrikeen, they said, we worship those idols to bring us close to God. And we said, we follow Ahlul Bayt to bring us close to God. Right? So that's shirk. What they used to do as the idol worshippers, that's the same thing you do. As a Shia, that's why you're Mushrikeen. But what they don't understand, there is a difference between what Shia does and what the idol worshippers do. What's the difference? Let me tell you an example. Today, if you have a company, any company that you know, any phone company today in the world or in the UK today, it's a big company, and you go and you open a store, and you write the name of that company, and you call yourself a representative of that company. But you know you don't have a license from them. What is it called? If you do this, it's called illegal, right? What is it called? It's called illegal. Now, what will that happen to you? You end up going to jail because you're using a company name without getting authorization from them. Isn't that the case? Good. Now, if I go to the company and tell them, look, I want to open, right, a small company in my area under your name, would you give me permission? They say, okay, fill your form. You pay this amount. I did all of that. And I get the certificate. I came and opened it. And I put the name. Would I be called illegal or legal? Of course, legal. That's the difference between idol worshippers and the Shia. The idol worshippers, they created their own idols and thought they have the certification to connect them with Allah. But Ahlul Bayt were certified by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Where Quran says, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu taqullah wabtagu ilayhi al-wasila. Allah said, believe, fear Allah, and then seek wasila. Ya Allah, who are the wasila? I say, Muhammad and Ali Muhammad are the wasila to connect with me. And when you come to Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam to do that, that's legal because he allowed you, because he authorized that. But if I go and create my own idols and give them the authorization, which he didn't, that's called shirk. And that's the difference between the Shia and the non-Shia. So what the Shia do is not a shirk, but we believe Allah certified them. And the first one that Allah certified is Rasulullah. You go to the Quran, Ya Rasulullah, what made you to be? Because he is very important to understand. Because Wahhabis, they said in Surah Al-Fatiha, Allah says, Iyaka na'bud wa iyaka nasta'in. Isn't it? We read that every day in Salah, and it's true. Allah says, you alone we ask for help, and you alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. In Arabic, it's called takhsis. In Balagha, Takhsis means you only go through Allah and nobody else. That's correct. There's no doubt about it. But what you have to understand, Quran has something called a da'b, meaning a style. Every time Quran, Allah says, this is for me. You just don't take that and walk away. No, go back into Quran and you see something different. What is it? Allah said, what I say this is for me, my messenger has it too. Not only that, I said, not my messenger only, also Ahlul Bayt has it too. Allahu Akbar. Now give you an example from the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Kul inna al-izzata lillahi jami'a. Allah says, all the honor that you can think of is all belongs to Allah. Nobody else. You go to another ayah. Say, listen, the honor that I say it belongs to me. My messenger Rasulullah has it too. Inna al-izzata lillahi wa li rasulih. Ya Rasulullah, is that two of you or anybody else? I said, no, Ahlul Bayt has it too. Inna al-izzata lillahi wa li rasulihi wa lil mu'minin. Al-mu'minun is Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. That is the style of Quran. So when Quran says, Iyaka na'bud wa iyaka nasta'in, Allah said, no, but don't think only me and that's it. No, you can come through Prophet too. And when you go through him, I say, you will be welcome more than ever. Ya Rasul, where? In Surah An-Nisa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَلَوْلَا إِذْ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ. Ya Rasulullah, I'm telling you, had my servant, they have wronged themselves, they committed sin, they did dhulm to themselves. Ja'uka. Allahu Akbar. They didn't go to Allah, Ya Rab. No, Allah said, they come to you, Rasulullah. Ya Allah, where are you? Why don't we go to Allah? Allah said, don't come to me. Go to Rasulullah. Ja'uka. They come to you, my messenger. Fastaghfarullah. In your presence, they ask my forgiveness. Ya Allah, is it enough? He said, no, it's not enough. وَاسْتَغْفَرَ لَهُمُ الرَّسُولُ. Then the messenger have to add his voice on top of yours. Then what happened? لَوَجَدُوا اللَّهَ تَوَّابًا رَحِيمًا. Allah said, at that point, when Rasulullah's voice is added to you as a wasila to me, I said, then you will find me all forgiving and all merciful. This is a wasila to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we're talking about Quran, we're not talking about hadith. So you tell me it's a weak hadith. No. We're talking about Quran. And not only that, you go to Yusuf, Surah Yusuf alayhi salam, another one to prove that Ahlul Bayt and the Prophet are wasila ila Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yusuf, his brothers, after they did what they did to him, they threw him in the well, they sold him, what happened to him? Later on, they realized their mistake. They came to their father after the whole situation where they realized Yusuf was not dead, he was alive. He became a king. Allahu Akbar. They worked to put Yusuf down, but the Lord of Yusuf worked Yusuf to become up in a way they never expected. And Yusuf, his story is amazing. And you read in Surah in Dua Nudba. In Dua Nudba, there is a phrase, Ya man akhraja Yusuf min al-ubudiyyati malika. Oh, he who took Yusuf from slavery to become king. Allah is the one who did it. Now, after the whole situation happened, the children of Yaqub, brothers of Yusuf, they realized their mistake. They came to Yaqub. They said, Ya Abana. This is in Surah Yusuf. Our father. Istaghfir lana Rabbana. Ask Allah on our behalf to forgive us. They're asking Yaqub to do dua on their behalf, to do wasila with them. Now, what did Yaqub say? Yaqub said, no, it's a shirk. Go ask Allah. No, he didn't say that. This is in Surah Yusuf. What did he say? Yaqub said to his children, سوف أستغفر لكم ربي. Yes, indeed, I will ask forgiveness for you from my Lord. And they say, إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. Indeed, he, with me and my dua, you will find him all forgiven. This is the Quran, where the Yaqub alayhi salam didn't tell his children, no, it's shirk. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. Why are you asking me for help? But he did say to his children, I will help you because I'm authorized by Allah to do wasila by me to get what you need. And so is Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. So for that matter, that's the difference between the mushrikeen and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam's followers. And those people, they said, we believe there is God. But how do they know that there is a God? From the fitrah that Allah created within them. And that is the first window in the nafs, which is called al-fitrah. That's one. Number two, and inshallah you're with me, we're talking about the nafs and the windows within the nafs. We get out, we're coming back. Now, nafs is that big chunk, and within it, the first one is called al-fitrah. The second one is called what? It's called al-aql. You know, within you, there are two aqls. One is called al-aql al-sughra, and then there is al-aql al-kubra. Al-aql al-sughra is a small conscious Allah put within the nafs. Where sometimes even the aql al-kubra is there, but when the aql al-kubra is not there, you will see that aql al-sughra is still functioning. Allahu Akbar. This is where you can understand the saying of Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. When he said, أتزعم أنك جرم صغير وفيك انطوى العالم. You think you're a small creature, but Allah's world exists within you. When you analyze what Imam Ali is saying about a human being, your body, the way Allah created it, and what exists within it is beyond the human being can understand. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, He tells you, if you want to recognize me, I put everything within you as a path and a way to recognize me. سنريهم آياتنا في الآفاق وفي أنفسهم حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق. Allah said, you want to know me? So look at yourself. Within you, what I created, the system within you is enough to prove to you that God does exist. The second one is called al-aql. This aql is another conscience within the nafs that Allah created, that when the bigger aql is there, it's just to support this aql to do what Allah asks you to do. And give you an example. You know, sometimes a person loses their mind. They have mental challenge. They completely, the brain's not working. But sometimes they know who's their father. They can tell who's their mother. They can tell their siblings. They can tell where's their house. Right? They lost the brain. It's not working. The mind, the mental is gone. But there is aql saghir which is still working with them. That they can tell certain things. Right? The kubra is not there, but the aql saghir is still within themselves. That's called al-aql saghir. That's number two within the nafs. Number three, and it's called al-irada. Al-irada is within the nafs. This irada is when you want to make decisions. I want this. Today, I want to eat this food. I don't want to eat that food. I want to wear this clothes. I don't want to wear this clothes. All of this come from where? From what we call al-nafs. That part is called al-irada. And this is what gives you what we call freedom of thinking, freedom of choosing, freedom of deciding. That comes from that part of your nafs, and it's called al-irada. That's number three. Number four, and it's called ad-damir. Ad-damir, what does it mean? Ad-damir is a part of the window within the nafs where Allah created what we spoke about last night about a nafs and the court system that Allah created within you. Where when you make a mistake, when you do wrong, your conscience within your nafs prosecutes you, questions you, and criminals you, and put you in jail, and ask you to change within that part of what we call al-dhamir. Number 5 is called al-qalb. In some books it's called al-fu'ad. In some places it's called al-sadr. Al-qalb is another window within your nafs that Allah created. That part, what it does, it also helps you to also digest certain good information that will bring you closer and make you a better person. But this qalb is also very dangerous within the nafs. And that's why it's called qalb. Al-qalb meaning it's very easy to change. Al-qalb is driven from the word qallaba yuqallibu, to turn. At any time it can turn. That's why we say Ya muqallib al-qulub thabbit. Another ayah, Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana. That's the qalb part, where it's easy to change anytime. That's called qalb. And there is also another window within the nafs where you receive some information, good ones. Like when you hear about Allah, about Ahlul Bayt, you digest, you understand, you observe. That comes from the what we call al-qalb. That's number 5. Number 6, the worst one. And it's called al-hawa. Al-hawa is the worst of all. Now, what is the meaning of hawa? Al-hawa is the part within the nafs where Allah created bunch of desires and put it in there. You desire to sleep, it's coming from there. Desire of power, come from there. Desire of money, come from there. Desire of everything that you desire in this world, come from the hawa. And not only I wish it's only come from the hawa, but the hawa have 2 important things to remember, brothers and sisters. The desires, I wish it's just that, but it's not that. There is more to it. Allah put those desires within that nafs, that hawa, and on top of that, Allah makes this hawa wants and wants with very, very difficult. It wants and it wants so bad. That's one about nafs. And 2, it wants always to be fulfilled, the desires. And whenever that desires are fulfilled, it feels so happy. That's about nafs. That's about hawa. Anytime you desire something, you want something, you got it, as alhamdulillah, I'm so happy. That's come from the hawa. But the danger of this hawa comes in this part, brothers and sisters. Number 1, this hawa never wants with limitation. It wants unlimited. Whatever it wants, it doesn't care. I want and I should have it. And this is where the danger of hawa comes in, brothers and sisters. Number 1, you give an example. You see a person, right? He's homeless. That's an example. He's homeless, doesn't have a place to stay. Tell him, we will have you a bedroom so you can stay here and have, inshallah, you don't have to sleep outside. Put him nice bedroom, inshallah, with small bed. Inshallah, now you don't have to worry about rain outside, hot. You have a room. You think his problem is solved? After some times, that same person say, I wish I have 2 bedrooms. Why 2 bedrooms? You are sleeping outside to begin with. Now you got a room. You ask him to? Say, yes, because maybe when I get a friend or a visitor, I don't want them to be in my bedroom. Right? I said, okay, no problem. We give you 2 bedrooms. Now you have 1 room. For whom? For yourself, and 1 for your guest, right? Good, done deal. You think it's done? No. Say, I wish I have 3 bedrooms. You started from 0. Now you have 1, you want 2. Now what do you want more? I said, I want 3, because if I want to get married, and when I have my wife, we will have a child. Okay. I said, I understand that. Now let's give you 5 bedrooms. 5. Said, okay. You think the problem is solved? La wallah. Now the 5 bedrooms, it tells you one is for me and my wife, one is my child, one is for computer room, I want one for my car too. Called garage, right? Okay. So we gave you 10 bedrooms. Is that what solve your problem? No. I live in where? In London. So I haven't seen in Bergamo what is happening there. You say, don't worry. We will give you the entire UK is all yours. Take it. You think you solved the problem? No, no, no. I said, okay, I have the UK now, good, alhamdulillah. But I want to see in the United States what is happening there. The weather, is it hot, is it warm? So that if it's hot here, I go to the warm side. So that I can go back and forth. Allahu Akbar. Tell them, okay, you have the United States too. So can I have in Africa too? Say, you get in Africa. You think it's done? No. You tell him, now what? We're going to give you the entire universe. All is yours. Take it. Say, can I get in the moon too? To see if there's a space there, how life works there, so I can have a land in the space. This is human nature. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. He said, over 1,000 years ago, he said, لو كان لابن آدم واديان من الذهب لابتغى وراءهما ثالثا. If you are to give the son of Adam mountains of gold, he would have asked the third one. That's human nature. And this is not just about land, power too. And you can see that, right? Somebody becomes, mashallah, you can pay, he becomes the mayor of the state, right? Then he wants to become what? Another higher, another. That's a human being. There is no limit to it. And that is the way Allah created this nafs. The more you give, the more the nafs requires. And you can see these, those who are power hungers, right? Those who are hungry of power, mashallah, they have and not only that, brothers and sisters, you check in the world, the most richest person in the world today, the most richest, did he stop working? The richest person in the world, he has money that he will die, even if he doesn't work today. He will eat and drink and take care of his needs till the day he died, right? But did he stop working? No, he's still working. What do you want the money with all of these? Because the nafs was not satisfied. That's why Imam Ali said in Nahj al-Balagha, he said, manhuman la yashba'an. There are 2 individuals, they will never get satisfied. Who are they? Number 1, it says, talibud dunya. The seeker of dunya, no matter how much you give, it wouldn't satisfy. The only thing that will satisfy him or her is when he or she is put in the grave. That is one of the weakness of al-hawa. Not only that, another part of the hawa is that the hadith says not only it wants unlimited, unconditional, it doesn't matter. Haram, halal, you have to kill someone, you have to steal from someone, it doesn't matter. I need, I have to. And within this hawa, there is something we call hubbul maqam. Hubbul jah, wanting the power. And this is one of the problems. And as we speak about the entire Ashura, the entire history of Karbala, one of them is what? Hubbul jah. That hub from the hawa, wanting the power, is what caused Karbala today. Why? Because Yazid didn't want to let the power go. He wanted to be the leader. Right or wrong, doesn't matter. Even if he has to kill the grandson of the Prophet, so be it, as long as he becomes a leader. This is all what came from what? Al-Hawa. And it doesn't matter what all is consequence of it. It doesn't matter. That's one about the nafs. Now, another thing is, they call it al-ilha. Ilha, it persists, pushes. You have to have it. You have to. any means necessary. And that is why you have some saying say, whenever you have something to achieve, they have a saying that the aim justifies the means, right? Shouldn't matter the means. As long as you have the aim, it doesn't just, you want to kill someone, go ahead. As long as you have the aim, you get it. But in Islam, that's wrong though. Right? The aim does not justify the means. If the aim is holy, the means have to be holy too. Like for example, can I say, oh, I have some orphans here, but I need to go rob a bank so I can help those poor. No, the aim is good. Quran says, no. Yes, the aim is good, but the means is not a good thing. That doesn't justify, just because I need to help poor, I have to go steal from someone. No. The way that the aim is holy, the means have to be holy too. That's the teaching of Islam. But when do you know all of this? When the aql comes in the middle. The aql comes to tell you that, no, now this is right, this is wrong, don't, yes. That is where the aql comes in. And if the aql doesn't exist, or it doesn't come to control, that's where the nafs gets out of the control. And it goes to persist and wants unconditional. Now, all the what we call about 75 soldiers of nafs, I want to put you one word for it. One word, and it's called hubbud dunya. The one word of all of it is called hubbud dunya. And what did Imam Ali alayhi salam said about hubbud dunya? When they asked him, there is a beautiful hadith from Imam Ali alayhi salam. Imam Ali said, إن جمود العين من قسوة القلب. Allahu Akbar. Jumud. He said, when a person gets to the point where he or she cannot shed tears, cannot cry for things deserve to shed tears. Things deserve to cry for, you have to cry for it. But if a person cannot do that, Imam Ali said, you know what the cause of it? He says, min qaswat al-qalb. It comes from the heart. When the nafs becomes so tough, then it doesn't let the tears to come through the eye. Ya Ali, what is the cause of the heart to become so tough and stubborn? He says, wa qaswat al-qalb min nisyanillah. When this heart becomes so tough, the cause of it is what? In some narrations, min nisyan al-maut. When a person forgets the death, then that's it. Now, what is the cause of a person to forget death? It says, nisyanillah. Forgetting Allah. Now, what caused somebody to forget Allah? It says, min tulil amal. This long life dream. I have to achieve A, B, C, D, A. All of this, it leads me to forget about all of this. Now, what causes a person to have all of this long dream to lead to the point they forget about Allah? It says, وَطُولِ الْأَمَلِ مِنْ حُبِّ الدُّنْيَا وَحُبُّ الدُّنْيا رَأْسُ كُلُّ خَطِيئَةٍ. To the love of the world of this universe, the love of dunya is the cause of all crimes. And that is where we have to learn about this danger of nafs. Today we're talking about Imam al-Zaman to come. If this Imam comes and there is a dharra, a drop in your heart of hubbud dunya, trust me, you cannot be with Imam. Doesn't matter what he says. We think those who killed Imam Hussein, they didn't know him? Of course they knew him. But the hubbud dunya was so strong in their heart that it didn't let them to see anything else. And this is not just, this is all across the board. Scholars to the bottom. You know, Abu Hanifa, when he came to Medina and learned from Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam, when he finished, as he was leaving back to Iraq, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq asked him, Ya Abu Hanifa, you came, you studied under us for 2 years. What would you do when you go back to Iraq? He said, I will apply everything that I studied under you. Imam looked at him and he smiled and he shook his head. Abu Hanifa asked him, why are you smiling? I'm saying exactly what I'm going to do. Imam said, no, you're not going to do it. He said, why? Imam says, حب الدنيا. He said, why? He said, لأن حب الدنيا لم تترك من قبلك. The love of this dunya didn't let those before you to do the right thing. And exactly you are not going to do the right thing. And the same thing what Imam said, that's what happened. Abu Hanifa went back, and not only he didn't apply what Imam taught him, he became the one number an enemy of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. When people ask him the fatwa about what to do in certain matters, he said, what did Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq say? If he said do right, do left. If Imam said you to do right, left, I'll tell you to do right. That's Abu Hanifa because of Hubbul Maqam and Jah. This is where the danger of Hawa comes in. If we want to work with ourselves, that is the first step we have to start. Working with our nafs. Suppress that Hawa. And Imam al-Hussein alayhi afdalus salatu was salam, he says, I've never been presented with anything in this world, and I smell hubbud dunya in it unless I reject it. Anything I get presented with, if there is a smell of dunya, he said, I reject it. One of those examples that we can take from is Habib ibn Mudahir al-Asadi. Practical example of who was able to suppress their nafs. And I'm always like to mention these individuals because sometimes a lot of our youth, they say, you know what, you talk about Ahlul Bayt. Ahlul Bayt are ma'soom. We can't be like them. Yes, you can't be like them, yes. But there are people you can be like, right? One of them is Habib. Now tell me Habib is ma'soom too. No, he's an individual like you and I. Hur is one of people like you and I. And they were able to work themselves to get to that level. Let us take them as an example. Habib was the companion of Rasulullah, was a companion of Imam Ali, Imam al-Hasan, and Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. He saw all of those individuals. And he was very, very great companion. The narration said he was almost 70, 75 years old at that time. When the Karbala and the whole situation of Imam Hussein from Medina to Karbala, Habib was completely out of touch. Didn't know what's going on. Until the night of Ashura. Some narrations say before the night of Ashura, when Zainab Salamullahi alayha, she came to her brother. And she said, oh my brother, I look at the army of Yazid, kept coming more and more and more. But I look, you only have few of these companions. Do you know anyone that you can invite to come and support and help you in this situation? Imam Hussein alayhi salam said to Zainab alayhi salam, yeah, Zainab, I know many companions. Many of them want to come. But what stopped them was what? The reason why many of them are not here is hubbud dunya. They want to be comfortable in their life. They don't want to leave that life they built. They don't want to leave that life that I'm inviting them to. That's why they're not coming. Zainab said to him, Ya Aba Abdullah, if you know anyone you can invite, maybe one or two will come to add to the number. Imam Hussein said, yes, I know one. It's called Habib. Imam Hussein wrote a letter to Habib. Habib was in Kufa. Habib received that letter at a night when he was sitting at a table with his wife and son. They were eating. Suddenly, somebody knocked at the door. Habib opened the door. There's a man with a letter. Ya Habib, I have a letter from Aba Abdullah al-Hussein. To you, Ya Habib. Habib took the letter. He opened. He sat. He was looking at the letter. He kissed the letter. And suddenly he started crying. As if Habib is saying, what an opportunity. What an honor for somebody like me to get invited by Ibn Rasulillah. He looked at his wife. She didn't know what's going on. She asked him, Why all of these kiss and cry at the same time? Ya Habib? She said, I got a letter from my beloved Aba Abdullah al-Hussein. And he's asking me to come to Karbala. And I'm going to Karbala. This great woman of Habib, she said to him, please respond to the grandson of the Prophet. Please go help him. Habib didn't know what to do, because by that time, all the city of Kufa is blocked and locked by the armies of Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. No one can get out, nobody can get in. Habib was wondering what to do, how to get to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Habib decided to tell his slave to take his horse and slowly take it to his farm and get out of the city of Kufa and wait for him at a certain place, and he will come there. Surely, the slave took the horse, went out, parked, and waited at the place where Habib was supposed to meet him. Habib managed to get there. But before Habib came, the slave was talking to the horse of Habib. Oh, the horse of my master. If my master is delayed and was not able to run to go and help the grandson of Rasulullah, yes, indeed, I will mount on you and run to go and rescue the grandson of Rasul. Shortly, Habib ibn Mudahir showed up. Habib sat on that horse and he looked at his slave and he said to him, go, you're freed, don't worry about it. You can go anywhere you want to go. Today you are free from me and from anything else. Go. The slave held the horse of Habib. And he said, you're not fair to me, Ya Habib. You are not fair to me. Be fair to me, Ya Habib ibn Mudahir al-Asadi. Habib said, what are you talking about? He said, you decided to go and rescue Aba Abdullah, and you are not allowing me to come with you. He said, be fair to me to allow me too to go get the honor of being with Aba Abdullah and share my blood for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Allahu Akbar. Habib was looking at him and couldn't get his head around what the words he was listening or hearing from his slave. He said, are you telling me you want to come to Karbala? He said, yes, indeed, I want to come to Karbala. He said, mount on the horse with me. He sat with Habib. They took their way to Karbala. He got there the night of Ashura. Suddenly, Imam Hussein heard the voice of Habib. And he was filled with joy to see Habib coming. Allahu Akbar. As he walked in, Imam Hussein welcomed him. And as Imam Hussein was talking to him, Zainab Salamullahi alayha, she heard the voice of Habib. She sent her servant to Habib. Go tell Habib, Assalamu alayka ya Habib. Allahu Akbar. When the servant came to Habib and said, Ya Habib, Salamun min Zainab alayha salam. I'm telling you salam coming from Zainab. Allahu Akbar. That was where Habib took his turban and threw it away and screamed and say, Waylaka ya Yazid. How dare you gonna put awlad Rasulullah in this kind of situation where you block everywhere in the world for them to go and you place them in the middle of desert such. Habib ibn Mudahir was the one of the shuhada of Karbala on the day of Ashura. Now what happened on the day of Ashura? After all the companions were going one after the other to the battlefield. And that day, Imam Hussein and Abu al-Fadl Abbas and Ali al-Akbar, they were busy from the morning picking the bodies from the battlefield coming to the tent. After many of them were killed and murdered, Habib come to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. I say, Ya ibn Rasulillah, it's my time to go to the battlefield. Would you allow me? Imam Hussein said to him, Ya Habib, you're so dear to me. When I look at your face, I can see the sign of righteousness on your face. I can see you. And I don't like to see you go to the battlefield and get murdered. Habib says, Yabna Rasulillah. It's an honor for somebody like me to get killed in serving you, Ibn Rasulillah. He insisted. Imam Hussein gave him the permission. Habib went to the battlefield. As he went to the battlefield, he started fighting left and right. Habib ibn Mudahir al-Asadi was able to kill so many of them. At the end, Habib was overpowered. Habib, as he was falling, Habib alayhi salam, he called on Aba Abdullah, Assalamu alayka ya ibn Rasulillah. May the blessing and peace of Allah be upon you, O the son of the messenger. Habib ibn Mudahir al-Asadi finally was killed. And do you know that Habib ibn Mudahir was the first shaheed of all the shuhada of Karbala to cut his head on the battle of Karbala before anybody else? Habib ibn Mudahir, after they cut his head, they took his head and hung on the head of the horse. And the son of Habib, Qasim, he was looking at his father's head, where the head of his father was taken all over the place. Some narration said even they didn't leave the head of Habib ibn Mudahir in Kufa. They took it all the way to the Sham, and his son was following the head everywhere just to get the head of his father given to him, to bring it back and bury the head of his father. Finally, the son of Habib have to pay this La'in ibn al-La'in money to release his father's head, to give it back to Qasim, the son of Habib. Habib ibn Mudahir al-Asadi, after his martyrdom, Imam Hussein alayhi salam came and sat next to him, and he said to him, Assalamu alayka ya Habib, ayyuha al-abd al-salih. Is a peace be upon you, oh the servant of Allah. Not just the servant of Allah, it says also as what? As also the chosen and the right servant of Allah. But the question here is, when the son of Habib was asking Habib's head back, as if the head of Aba Abdullah was in question, oh the son of Habib, you are asking the head of your father to be put into the grave. What happened to the head of Aba Abdullah, which is hung on the spears and was carried from one city to other city? Inna lillah وإنا إليه راجعون وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. يا حسين.
Hussein, 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 ये खत में शाह ने लिखा हबीब आ जाओ, ये खत में शाह ने लिखा हबीब आ जाओ, तुम्हारा दोस्त है तन्हा, तुम्हारा दोस्त है तन्हा, हबीब आ जाओ, ये खत में शाह ने लिखा हबीब आ जाओ, ये खत में शाह ने लिखा हबीब आ जाओ, ये खत में शाह ने लिखा हबीब आ जाओ, शहीद कैसे हुआ वो बताओगे आकर, तुम हाल मुस्लिम बेकस सुनाओगे आकर। रुकैया तकती है रास्ता, रुकैया तकती है रास्ता, हबीब आ जाओ। ये खत में शाह ने लिखा,
हबीब आ जाओ, ये खत में शाह ने लिखा, हबीब आ जाओ।
लगाओ इससे भी अंदाज़े मेरी गुर्बत के, जहाँ पे इब्ने अली लिखना था वहाँ मैंने दिया है माँ का हवाला, दिया माँ का हवाला, हबीब आ जाओ। ये खत में शाह
ने लिखा, हबीब आ जाओ,
ये खत में
ने लिखा, हबीब आ जाओ।
बता रहा था उसे कोई भी नहीं है मेरा, तो बोली सानी ज़हरा हबीब आएगा। है उसको तुम पे भरोसा, है उसको तुम पे भरोसा, हबीब आ जाओ। ये खत में शाह ने
लिखा, हबीब आ जाओ, ये खत में शाह ने लिखा, हबीब आ जाओ।
वो जब सके, वो जब ये सुनती है कूफे से आ रहे हैं शकी, तो पूछती है हमारा भी आएगा कोई। दुआएं देगी सकीना, दुआएं देगी सकीना, हबीब आ जाओ। ये खत में शाह
ने लिखा, हबीब आ जाओ, ये खत में शाह ने लिखा, हबीब आ जाओ।
गवारा कर नहीं सकती हुसैन की गैरत, तुम्हारी रोजा की चादर को लूट ले उम्मत। तुम उसको छोड़ के कूफा, तुम उसको छोड़ के कूफा, हबीब आ जाओ। ये खत में शाह
ने लिखा, हबीब आ जाओ,
ये खत में शाह ने
लिखा, हबीब आ जाओ।
दरे बतूल दोबारा जलाया जाएगा, तुम्हारे दोस्त पे खंजर चलाया जाएगा। नहीं है वक्त ज़्यादा, नहीं है वक्त
ज़्यादा,
हबीब आ जाओ। ये खत में शाह ने लिखा, हबीब ओ। ये खत में ओ, ये खत नहीं इसे बहनों की आरज़ू समझो, हमारे लफ्ज़ों को ज़ैनब की गुफ्तगू समझो। बहन ये कहती है भैया, बहन कहती है भैया, हबीब आ जाओ। ये खत में शाह ने लिखा, हबीब आ जाओ। ये खत में शाह ने लिखा, हबीब आ जाओ, हबीब आ जाओ, हबीब आ जाओ। या हुसैन। Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein,
Ya Hussein,
Ya Hussein,
Ya Hussein,
Ya Hussein,
Ya Hussein,
Ya Hussein,
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein.
मेरे प्यारे हुसैन, मेरे प्यारे हुसैन, मेरे प्यारे हुसैन, मेरे प्यारे हुसैन, मेरी गोद के पले मेरे हुसैन आ, माँ के करीब आ जरा मेरे गरीब आ, सीना फिगार है तेरा मुझको है ये पता, दश्ते बला में फातिमा जहरा की थी सदा, मेरे प्यारे हुसैन, मेरे प्यारे हुसैन, मेरे प्यारे, किसने मेरे जिगर पे ये खंजर चला दिया, किसने मेरे हुसैन को पानी नहीं दिया, खुद चल के क्यों ना गया दरिया को क्या हुआ, एक बार माँ पुकार के गोदी में लेट जा, मेरे प्यारे, मेरे सहरोज की ये प्यास ये जलती हुई जमीन, चेहरा लहू लहू तेरा दो नीम है जबी, मजलूम मेरे लाल के जैसा कोई नहीं, तीरों से मेरे लाल का सीना भरा हुआ, मेरे प्यारे, पहले तो बाबा जान को रोई मैं जार जार, रोई अली को कब्र में दिल हो गया फिगार, एक लाल था हसन मेरा उसकी हूँ सौगवार, अब तेरे गम ने कब्र में रहने नहीं दिया, मेरे मेरे प्यारे, आता है याद मुझको मदीने में अपना घर, चक्की में पीसती थी मगर तुम पे थी नजर, तुमको सुलाया करती थी रातों को जाग कर, अब मैं जगाने आई हूँ ऐ लाल जाग जा, मेरे प्यारे, मेरे प्यारे, एक बार माँ पुकार ले बिल्कुल उसी तरह, झूले में झूलते हुए कहते थे जिस तरह, वो बचपना तेरा मुझे भूलेगा किस तरह, मेरे बगैर चैन से एक पल नहीं जिया, मेरे मेरे प्यारे, माँ हूँ मुझे बता तेरे सीने पे क्या हुआ, क्या है कमर झुकी हुई चेहरा लहू भरा, अब्बास है कहाँ अली अकबर कहाँ गया, हाँ थक गया है आ मेरी गोदी में लाल आ, मेरे मेरे प्यारे, पहले तो बाबा जान को रोई मैं जार जार, रोई अली को कब्र में दिल हो गया फिगार, एक लाल था हसन मेरा उसकी हूँ सौगवार, अब तेरे गम ने कब्र में रहने नहीं दिया, मेरे प्यारे हुसैन, या हुसैन, Ya Hussein, 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 Hussein, Ya 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 Hussein.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.